Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie and I'm going to just tell you a little bit about myself. If you've done one of my classes before or my practices before and you want to shoot ahead from here, then do feel free to. We're going to be using a band, a belt, whatever you might have handy, a dressing gown cord, something like that. So we're going to be using one of those today. Hand weights, which I always use. Again, there's options. You don't have to use hand weights and you actually don't have to use the band either, but I will be introducing them and it's your option whether you take them or not. And also I'm going to be using a narrow small block, not a great big one. We're going to try sitting on there to do some hip opening. Again, you haven't got to use one, but if you've got something sort of similar to this, maybe a book or something of that sort of depth, that would be great to sit on. So anyhow, for those that are moving ahead, please do so. Otherwise, let me tell you a quick bit about myself. So my name's Debbie. I've been doing Pilates, I would say now, for around between 15 and 18 years. It started, I had a premature menopause at the age of 29. I had osteopenia, following that it's gone into osteoporosis, and then I prolapsed a disc in my lower back. I was on medication for pain, etc., things like that, and I was needed to look at different options to try and sort myself out. And I looked at Pilates, and it came up, and I haven't looked back. I'm hoping that if you're doing this because you too have back issues, other issues that you know you need to sort of tend to, that this benefits from you. Or if you're just doing it for a pure exercise purposes, I hope you enjoy the practice. So we're going to be starting laying down on the mat. I always start laying on the mat, and actually I never sort of actually say this until the middle of the class, but if you ever get tired or you need a rest during the break, there's something called child's pose, which you can take your knees to the width of the mat, or you can have them together and just relax yourself forward. That's the relaxing pose or the resting pose at any point that you might feel you need to take a little bit of a break or a breather. So you can come down onto your back, you can come down from your side. If you have low blood pressure, come down from your left-hand side, or you can come down with me and we'll roll ourselves down. Now, we don't just drop back in a straight line, we C-curve down, we bend our spine, we let the spine work, we don't hold it straight and drop back, we curve it down. Now, you might get to the point here where you can't hold yourself with your core. If that's the case, take behind your legs and take the support with your hands to bring yourself down. Okay, otherwise we just come down gently, very slowly, C-curving that back, bringing the head forward, coming down until you reach the floor very, very slowly. Okay, if you have lower back issues, take your feet mat width apart and lock the knees in together, or you can take your legs long. We're going to do a full body stretch. Now you can do it either way. If you've got your legs and your knees locked in and your feet flat on the floor, you can take your full stretch from here, so taking your arms over. Now breathe in and pull in the core and push your spine into the mat and push your arms away and squeeze your legs together. Feel that stretch. Okay, don't just push away and arch the back. We're protecting our spine. If you've got your legs long, again, pull the core in, push the spine into the lower floor and stretch your feet and your arms away. Okay, really stretch. Push those arms away, push those feet away and keep the core pushing into the ground, and then relax, stretching the body out. Okay, with Pilates we always breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Each time we breathe in, we pull in our core, and as we breathe out, we pull in the core even tighter. The idea is strengthening the core, strengthening around all the central muscles here, which will eventually help to support our spine. So wherever you are now, I'd like you to maybe close your eyes if you can. We're going to close the eyes low, and we're just going to take a scan of our body and see how we're feeling today, checking out areas that need to be concentrating on as we go through the practice. And at any point that you get any pain, ease off. Don't push through it and don't do any further damage to what you might have. So first of all, we're just going to rock our head gently from side to side, keeping the shoulders relaxed and just rolling your head, just releasing it out, really relaxing. Everything relaxed apart from the head that's rocking from side to side. come into centre. Now we're going to take a first breath in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out and pull the core tighter, we lift just our head. Nothing else, just the head, chin to chest. Holding it there with the core as tight as we can. Breathing in, pull the core tighter. And as we breathe out, hold that core. And allow the head to come back down to the floor. And then relax the core. Relax your arms, relax your feet. Okay, feet dropping outwards. Looking at your ankles and your feet here. Are there any issues that you need to concentrate on, work on through the practice? Your calves and your thighs and your knees. People have knee issues. If you've got knee issues, be aware of those when we're working our practice. Relaxing your pelvis, relaxing your core. Are your hips feeling tight today? Do you think you need to concentrate on those? Relaxing your lower spine, your mid-spine and your upper spine, letting the whole spine rest into the ground beneath. Any tightness there, breathe into it and ask it to relax. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And looking at your hands and your wrists. Your lower arms, your upper arms and your elbows. Any areas of tension there, rest them down. Rest your shoulders gently. You might have very tight shoulders. You might have neck issues, pain issues around there. Let's concentrate on those today if you have. And then finally your head, let your head be heavy. Relaxing down and just resting, breathing there and do another little body scan yourself. Asking every muscle, every part of your body to just rest, stop and relax and be heavy. Let's start to bring a little bit of movement back now. So wriggling those toes, moving your fingers, moving your head from side to side, just gently. Waking your body up. Take a big deep breath in. Fill those lungs and out through the mouth. Do that again, big breath in. Out through the mouth, let it go. And then I want everybody to bring their feet onto the mat, lock your knees in and take your arms out to a T shape, or you can take them into a cactus if you like, a little bit more opening around the chest there. Choose your option. And then everybody parting the knees, taking an in-breath, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, hold that core tight and drop the legs over to the left-hand side. Drop them down, get to your point of tension and rest. Relax everything. Breathe into any tension areas, your lower back, your glutes, maybe the front thighs. Wherever you might feel some tension, breathe in and ask it to relax. And the next in-breath, putting in that core. And at the same time, bringing your legs to centre, breathing out, making sure your spine is comfortable. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, dropping the legs over to the right hand side. Reach your tension point and just let everything relax, breathing into any areas of tension. next in-breath, pulling the core, bringing the legs up to centre and relaxing. Making sure your spine is nice and comfortable now on the floor. We're going to get our our neutral spine here. So neutral spine is, we take our hands, I like to do it by taking our hands in a little triangular shape, place them over the pelvis. Okay, so you're breathing in, pulling in the core will go down, your hands will drop. As you breathe out, pull the core in tighter and just tilt the pelvis up. Hold it there, hold the core tight and relax down. Keeping the core tight though. Breathing in, pull the core tighter. Breathing out, lift that pelvis. Keep the core tight as you allow the body to relax back down. Taking another deep breath in. Core still tight, breathing out, core tighter. Hold it there, hold it there. Feel those lower muscles tight and then just relax. Okay, let the core go now. And you'll find that you're in a nice neutral spine on the mat. Okay, if you've got your strap, belt, dressing gown, cord, whatever, get those close now because we are going to be using those. Let's just get myself back into neutral spine here. Okay, so taking hold of your strap, belt, whatever you might have, and taking our right leg up into the air, taking the belt around the leg and taking it up into the air. Just going to do a little bit of stretching here, so we're just going to pull the leg gently towards us. Don't strain anything, keeping the shoulders relaxed, just using your arm for a little bit of leverage to bring that forward. You'll notice that I've got a bend, my knees never locks out, there's always a slight bend there. It helps to protect everything if you keep a bend in the knee rather than locking it out. So just bring it, just stretch it out, then releasing it back up. Then we're going to drop it over to the right hand side. That's if hopefully you've got your right leg. If you've got your left leg in the air, then put your left leg over to the left side. Holding it there, opening out the hips now. Just rest in there, relaxing into it, breathe into the tension. And if your leg is only getting to here, that's absolutely fine. As you practice more, the leg becomes more sort of relaxed and your muscles start to relax more and your brain knows that it's going to be moving in certain areas. So then breathing in, pulling in the core. At the same time, bringing the leg back to centre and breathing out. Keep that core tight. Stretch out the left leg or the right leg if you have the left leg in the air. Taking hold of the belt with the other hand, strap, whatever you may have. If you haven't got any of those, obviously every move that I've been doing, you can do without. You don't need to have the strap there. Okay, you can take behind your calf if you want to bring it forward. You can take behind the back of your thigh to bring it forward for the stretch. Okay, and then on the next in-breath, pulling in the core. On the out-breath, dropping your leg over, just gently, and allowing the hip to come off. Just there, keeping the shoulders on the floor, allowing the hip to come up, dropping the leg over, feeling an opening here, a nice little spinal twist for the lower spine and the mid-spine now. A little bit in the upper spine moving. And again, if you're only getting to here, that's fine, not a problem. And then when you're bringing it up, try not to actually pull up with the belt. Try and just allow the leg to come up from your core. Bringing it up to centre, holding the core tight, breathing out and bringing the leg down. Okay, both legs back up onto the mat. We're going to take in a little hug, so just make sure your nice spine's nice and comfortable. And then we're going to bring up for a hug. So breathing in, pulling up the legs. Now if again, as we did at the start, if it's too much, use your hands to bring them up. And then as you breathe out, core tight, squeeze the legs in. And have a little hug. Opening the mid and the bottom spine here. Release, breath in, core tight, breath out, core tighter. And then release, feet back down to the floor. Now take my left leg up now. If you had left leg last time, make sure you're doing the right leg now. So opposite leg to what you just done. So taking the leg up in the air. So if you've got your belt, you can put your belt, your strap, whatever you may have around the foot, bring it around the foot and just gently ease the foot towards you. If you haven't got that and you haven't got any belt or anything, take your hands behind your thigh or your calf and just holding that quad tight, breathing in, and as you breathe out, keep the quad tight and just gently bring that leg towards you, breathing in, breathing out. If you've got the strap, you can gently pull, but don't make it that your arms are doing all the work. We want the shoulders relaxed. They're just there to give it a little bit of tension, to bring the leg down and bring it closer to you. Opening the back of the thigh and a bit of opening in the hip here as well. And then bringing the leg up to the top. Then from here, taking a breath in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, dropping the leg over to the left-hand side, right-hand side if you have a right leg up. And then holding it there. Trying to keep both hip bones, glutes onto the floor here. Holding it there, opening out, really opening the hips here, pulling. And then on your next in-breath, try and use your core to bring the leg back up rather than dragging it up with the strap. Okay, reaching to the top. Now we're going to take our right leg along the floor, left leg if you've got the right leg in the air, breathing in, and as you breathe out, allow that leg to come right across to the other side. You can look in the opposite direction, the hip's going to come off, but our shoulders are staying on the mat. Now if that means you can only come to here keeping the shoulders on the mat, then do so. Don't compromise your body by taking it to areas that it's not wanting to do. Lifting up here and coming across is not really doing anything, you're just compromising the position. And then on your next in-breath, pulling in the core, using the core to do it, bringing the leg back to centre, taking the leg down to the ground, and let's take a little hug again. So breathing in, pulling in the core, lifting the legs up from the core, breathing out, core tight, and release. Breath in, breath out. Excellent. Okay, now we've started to warm ourselves up a little bit. I think we're going to go into bridge. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of bridge, working our spine up in the opposite direction. So we're going to get our core, our neutral spine rather. So as we did before, lifting and tilting the pelvis, getting a lovely neutral spine there. If you want to do it with the breathing, you're breathing in, full core tight, breathing out, core tight, and lifting the pelvis, holding it there, feel the muscles, breathing in, core tight, breathing out, lifting the pelvis, and then relax. Okay, so taking your hands down, bringing the feet a little bit closer now as well, a bit closer to the glutes. And we're going to start to roll ourselves up. So we're going to use our pelvis tilt that we just did, and we're going to continue and take it up. So breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, core tight, squeeze the glutes, lift that pelvis and start to push up. Pushing from your feet, squeezing everything as tight as you can, pushing yourself up. So you've got onto a nice little bridge, what we call a bridge pose here. Breathing in up there, and then as you breathe out, rolling yourself all the way back down, one vertebra at a time to the floor. And relax. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Start to tilt the pelvis, core tight, squeeze the glutes, start lifting, coming up, all the way up, reaching the top. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take our hands overhead if we can. If that's not for you, don't do it. Stay where you are, lifting your hands overhead. Breathing in here. And as you breathe out, start to roll the spine back down, lifting the hands up and rolling the hands all the way back down to the floor with you. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the core, pushing yourself up. Now when you get into here, lift the hands up as you're coming up. Bringing them over, bringing to the top. This time stay there if you've got your hands overhead. If not, if you've got your hands there, stay if you can in your bridge pose. I'm going to try and take this a little bit deeper. So if you've got your hands here, now we're going to come up onto our tippy toes and push ourselves up a little bit harder, a little bit further, a bit of a deeper bridge. Breathing in, and as we breathe out, let's roll ourselves all the way back down to the floor, keeping on the toes, keeping the core tight, and then glutes, heels all the way down. This time we're going to come up, if we can, on our toes, so we're going to breathe in, pulling in that core, and as we breathe out, tilt the pelvis, start to lift it, squeeze those glutes, and as they rise, push the toes, push yourself up, all the way up. You don't have to do this, you can stay with your feet on the ground, coming to the top, and now when we're here, up on our toes, see if we can take our hands over again, all the way over to the top. Really feel that benefit of opening the spine, breathing in, and as you breathe out, bringing the hands over, and starting to roll ourselves down, one vertebrae at a time, core tight, all the way to the floor, tailbone down, followed by the heels. Okay, we're going to take that one more time, and we're going to take it a little bit further, but again, you choose your option and you go to which one works for you. So taking a breath in, breathing out, tilting the pelvis, squeezing the glutes, lifting up on the toes, bringing yourself all the way up, pushing yourself up, feeling that deep bell here, and then taking your hands underneath if you can, clenching the fists and rolling your shoulders under to push yourself up into an even deeper bridge. Hold it there if you can. Then the final move here, taking your hands away, see if you can take your hands onto your core without wobbling around as you come back down. If you do start to wobble, put your hands back down for support. Let's see if we can bring ourselves all the way back down. Extra slow, really slow. So the upper spine, keep the core tight, mid-spine, the lower spine, the tailbone hits, and the feet come down. Amazing. Okay, let's take in our hug. Let's move the spine again in the other direction. So breathing in, pulling in the core, lifting those legs up and squeezing tight. Release, breath in, breath out. Reversing the spine there. Okay, coming up to seated now. So I want you to cross your legs and we're going to start to rock and roll. Bringing ourselves up now. If that's too much for you and you don't want to be rolling like a ball, then bring yourself over to seated from the side spot. Don't forget left hand side if you have low blood pressure. When you're rolling up, try not to put the feet down. Try to keep them off the floor. If you want, you can take your hands away. Rolling again here. And finally, if you want to take your hands out to the side, bringing yourself up, rolling like a ball from there. And then taking your hands behind your legs, taking your feet down and bringing yourself to seated. Okay, this is where we're going to use our block. As I say, we don't want a great big one. Hopefully you've got something narrow like this, book, something like that. But again, if you haven't, you can do it without that. But I quite like this. So we're going to put it so that it's just, our buttocks are just sort of on the edge of the block here. And we're going to cross our legs. Okay, so we're sort of almost using it as a wedge, really, just to keep ourselves slightly up. I'm going to turn this way so that you can see what I'm doing with my legs. So having that lock under there allows you to having the wedge there, just allows you to bring your knees down a little bit more. But again, if you haven't got the wedge and you haven't got a book or something that you can use, then just do normal seated cross legs. So now we're sitting here, we're opening our hips nice and wide. What we're going to do, we're going to breathe in and we're going to pull in our core. And as we breathe out, we're going to lower ourselves gently down over our legs. Just walking our hands out. You might just get to here, that's absolutely fine. You come down as far as you can over the legs. opening out the hips here. You might want to come down onto your elbows. That might not be too far, or might be too far for you. You take it to where you can and just rest there. And then gently pushing yourself back up so that you've got your little wedge underneath you, sitting nice and tall now. Okay, how's that feeling? How's your hips feeling here? Good, I hope. So sitting nice and tall now, also having that wedge there will help you to keep the spine more in alignment rather than sort of arching. So taking your right hand onto your left knee, taking your left hand onto your right knee. Let me get this right now. Yeah, taking your right hand behind you and push into your right hand. So you're pushing your spine nice and gently. Then with your left hand, just gently twist. A little spinal twist here. Twisting around, just opening up gently. Don't pull anything, just let it gently. If you can, take your head to look over your opposite shoulder. And then relax and come back to centre. This time we're going to take our right hand onto our left knee, taking our left hand behind, pushing, so we push up, straighten that spine, breathing in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, gently twist, using the hand as a little bit of a leverage to take that spine across. And coming back to centre. Now here we're going to try and stretch our legs out, still sitting with our wedge underneath our glutes. Here, opening out our hips. Sorry, I can move my things there. So we've got our nice and straight spine here. So we're going to take our forward walk again with our hands. So just gradually walking ourselves forward, bringing our hands just down where we can, feeling the hips opening a bit more. You might feel a pull down the spine. Go to just where you're comfortable. Don't force anything. We're not here to do any pain. We're here to stretch, and we're not just hanging. We're pulling ourselves forward. So you can see I'm straightening up and I'm coming down straight. I'm not arching or curving. The spine is straight. We're coming down straight. And then when you get to the point tension, just take a few deep breaths there, breathing into any areas you might have tense, keeping your feet nice and flexed, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Excellent. Now sitting yourself up. Lovely. Now take the block away. Bring your feet together here, taking the block round. Now if you've got a block, book, whatever you might have, let's take it out. We're going to do a few exercises holding the block, lifting it up, etc. If you haven't, just taking your hands out, imagine you've got the block there, okay, and you're pushing your hands, so imagine you've got something there. Just really clench. You can clench your fists here and you can do it with your fists, okay? Everything we're going to do, we can do with that. So we're going to hold our block here. You can hold it the short way if you prefer. It's probably a little bit harder holding it the shorter way. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, lifting our arms up, holding it there, breathing in, breathing out, coming back down. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out, squeezing the hands together, making those arms work. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now, this time we're going to go from side to side. So breathing in, pulling in that core. And as we breathe out, just twist to the right. Still squeezing with the arms tight, breathing in, breathing out as you come back to centre. Keeping that core tight at all times, breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Make those arms work. Let's not just flap them around. Breath in, breath out to the right. Breath in, breath out, centre. Breath in, breath out to the left. Still squeezing on that block. Breath in, breath out to centre. Fabulous. Let's put that block to one side. Okay, let's come round onto all fours now. Just going to get an elastic for my hair. Excuse me. So we're going to bring ourselves onto all fours. We're going to do what is known as thread the needle. But first of all, let's just do a couple of cat-cows. Now, a lot of people just drop and stretch here, but I work through the spine. So if you're taking a breath in, you push yourself slightly backwards, you roll the spine, and then as you breathe out, you stretch up. Then you breathe in, as you push yourself back, and breathing out, as you arch the spine, rolling that spine, really make that spine work. So breathing in, pushing yourself back, rolling the spine, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Last time, breathing out and breathing in. And then come into your neutral spine. So here we're going to breathe in, we're going to take our arm up to the air, and then we're going to breathe out, and we're going to thread the needle. And as you come down, see if you can put your ear to the mat and relax there. Take in the arm that's on into the corner of the mat. So mine is my left arm that I'm taking to the corner, but it depends which way you're coming. But there, and just slightly push into that so you open. You're opening up underneath the armpit here. And then bringing yourself the hand back down to the ground, breathing in, arm up, breathing out, bringing the hand back down. Okay, let's take that on the left hand side. So breathing in, lifting the left arm into the air, breathing out, tucking the arm under, head, ear to mat, and then I'm taking my right hand now to the corner, and I'm just pushing there. Just pushing to get an opening, not a great huge push, just a gentle opening underneath the spine, underneath the armpit here. And bringing that hand back down, breathing in, and then breathing out. Okay, we're going to do that a couple of times, so just not without the mat now, we're just going to breathe in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more. Breath in, breath out. Last one. Breath in, breath out. And that was 5. We're going to see if we can do the last 3, because we're doing 8 on either side, with our opposite leg in the out, stretched out. So I'm taking my left leg out because I've been working my right hand side. Okay, if this is too much for you, do the last 3 as we just done them. However, have a go, trying to bring out your leg here. So you've got the opposite leg in the air, breathing in and breathing out as you take the arm under. Just 3 here. That's 3, 2, Last one, under you go. Bringing that hand back to centre. Right, let's go on to our left hand side. Sorry, my t-shirt's going all awry here. So now we're on to the left hand side. So we're going to do 5. So that's 5. Keeping the core tight. 3 or 4 actually. Can't even count now. 3. 2. And the 5th one now. Bringing that hand back. So again, your options, you can do the last 3 as we just did there, or you can take the opposite leg out. So here I'm taking my right leg out, and it's, you know, not low down. We try and have it at hip height if you can. Getting yourself comfortable, raising the left arm up, breathing in, and as you breathe out, under you go. Last one. And bringing your hand back down. And let's take child's pose here. So taking your knees mat width apart, toes, big toes locked in together, sit on your heels. If this is too much, you can actually have your knees together. Taking a breath in, and as you're breathing out, bring yourself down. Now before you rest here, pull your arms away. Really grip into the mat, pull your arms away and feel the opening across your shoulders here. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, just relax. You can rest with your hands here. You can take them down by your sides, or you can take them onto your lower back, whatever suits you. Just a couple of breaths here. And bringing your hands back round, put them in line with the head, pushing the head up. Bringing your knees together, curling your toes under, walking your hands back to your knees and push into your fingertips so that you pushed your knees off the ground, walking your hands a little bit further forward, pushing up, flattening your feet to the ground and allowing yourself to hang like a rag doll, just here. You can put your hands under your toes if you've got that there. If you're not that there, if you're sort of not as low down as that, you can put round about here, that's absolutely fine. You can take hold of your opposite elbows, give yourself a little twist from side to side. Don't stretch anything too badly, just allowing everything to open, bringing yourself down. Shaking the head no, and nodding the head yes. Release the neck, just release it, little shake. Then take a big bend into the knees, taking your hands to the hips, breathing in, and as you breathe out, keep the core tight and gently rolling yourself up, one vertebrae at a time, all the way until you're standing, so shoulders, neck and head. So this is the classic Pilates roll up, roll down. So we'll do a few of these because it's really good for the spine, it works every part of it. So you're doing it correctly, you're standing nice and tall, your shoulders are back and down, you've got your core pulled in tight, so you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, drop the chin to chest, coming down, keeping that core tight. As you come down, shoulders will start to come down, in the upper back, keeping that core tight, the mid back, the lower back. Just come to where you can reach, don't force yourself at any point until you're down to your point of tension. Hold it there for a few moments, then breathing in, and as you breathe out, bringing yourself all the way back up again, one vertebrae at a time.
Now you might not be able to do this in one breath. If you're not, then when you breathe in, make sure you've got that core tight, and as you breathe out, keeping the core tight. Don't forget, it's in through the nose, out through the mouth. Shoulders, neck and head. Standing tall. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Doing them in your own time. I'm just going to do one more. So wherever you are, do one more. Make this the last one. Excellent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so let's get hold of our hand weights now. We're going to do a few moves with our hand weights. Again, if you haven't got hand weights, maybe you could use, water bottles, not empty ones. Make sure they've got water in them. Maybe something like this. It's quite heavy. If you've not got any, you can do it. Make sure you've got your fists tight and work the fists. Whatever we do, we're working from our fists. Okay. So our first move is we're going to do. Let me see what they call this one. Bear with me. Not quite sure. I've drawn myself a little diagram and I'm not sure what I've drawn. Typical of me. So anyhow, we're going to start, I think it's probably a little bit of a tricep move. So we're going to slightly bend our knees and push our bottom back. Okay. We're going to swing our arms just gently, opening the shoulders, keeping the core tight in a seated position. Really working those arms, keeping that core tight, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Then holding it there, coming down now, so we're bending over here. We're going to do some tricep kickbacks. Okay, so we've got our hands together here. Just going to kick back from there. You might want to bend your knees a little bit. Whatever's comfortable for you. These are our kickbacks. Don't forget to keep that fist nicely tightly squeezed. Work those muscles. Then holding it there, let's do on the other side. Kicking back now with the left arm. One more. Holding the hands together there, bending the knees, bringing yourself up to standing, and bring yourself round. We're going to do some sides. So taking the feet wider now, feet facing forward, if that's comfortable for you. Some people do like to have their toes painting out. Goodness me, I don't know what's the matter with me today. Pointing outwards, but you go what's comfortable for you for your foot stance, where you feel nice and sort of balanced and secure. Holding the hands here, taking them down to the sides now. So you've got one this side and one here. So breathing in, lifting up your left arm, and as you breathe out, taking it over to the right. Now, we're not coming forward, we're not compromising our spine here, we're coming over, we're opening. So you should be able to look and look under past your arm. If your arm's there and is blocking your view, come back up so you can see underneath it. So just go to your point of tension and where you're comfortable and where you can see under the arm. And then bringing yourself back up, dropping that arm down, breathing in, lifting the right arm up. And as you breathe out, dropping over to the left. Looking underneath, making sure you can see underneath your arm. And breathing in, breathing out. Keeping that core tight. So a little bit of a shoulder roll there, guys. Hold those shoulders. Let's do that one more time. So lifting the left arm up. Turning over to the right. Opening out down our side. Keeping those fists nice, tightly clenched if you don't have weights. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's take that on the right hand side, so right arm up, breath in. Core pulled in, breathing over to the left hand side. Core tight. Breathing in, bringing yourself back to centre. Putting the weights down. Give ourselves our arms a little work there now. So we're going to go for a little bit of a lunge. So standing yourselves nice and tall, hands onto your hips. We're going to take our right foot forward as far as you feel comfortable, and we want a nice bend in the knee. Keeping up on the toe at the back, on the back leg, going to where's comfortable for you. It's a nice lunge here. Okay, we're just going to do some little bends. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If you can hear clicking, that's my knee. Keeping the core tight. Stepping the left leg forward and giving yourselves a little bit of a shake out with the legs. And then let's take our right leg back, keeping up on the toe, keeping the front knee so that you can see your toes, so that the knee's not over the toes. And let's do some bounce gas squats down here. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keeping that core tight. 3, 2, last one, coming up, bringing that right foot forward and giving your legs a little bit of a shake out. How was that, guys? Okay, we're going to come down, we're going to do a little bit of stretching. So coming to the top of your mat, shoulders back and down. Going to bring ourselves down now, Pilates roll down. So standing nice and tall, breath in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, starting with the head, bringing it down. Followed by the shoulders, hands to go down the front of the legs, keeping the core tight. Bring yourself all the way down to the floor. Walking your hands out, coming down onto your knees. Okay, now we're going to bring our right foot round so it's in line with our hands, and we're going to push the back leg away. As far as you can go, don't force anything. We're going for a little bit of a stretch here. We're opening up our hips. So you don't have to come as far out if you're feeling any pulling, any sensations that's uncomfortable. And then you might want to come down onto your elbows and feel that opening a bit more. You might just want to stay there on your hands. Come to whatever is comfortable for you for the stretch. Try not to let the knee flare outwards. We're trying to keep it nicely up. We're opening up here. Breathing in and breathing out. Then gently pushing yourself up, bringing that right leg across to the center of the mat, walk it over, bringing it down and bringing it down, so that we're now coming across into pigeon, what they call pigeon pose. So the legs, knees out, we're coming down. I like to have the heel of my foot into my back hip, and then just bringing your hands down. You might want to stay here. If that's enough for you, that's absolutely fine. You can come down onto your elbows, or you can actually stretch the arms away and allow your forehead to come onto the ground and feel the opening in the hip. Breathe in and breathing out. Still keeping that core tight, don't relax it. We're stretching the hips here, we're not relaxing the stomach. And then bring your hands to the side of your head, just gently rolling your head up, bringing yourself around onto all fours, and then what I want you to do is I want you to push yourself up into a downward dog, and then take the right leg up that we've just been working and give it a little shake out, give it a little breather, a little circle here, and then bringing it back down, bring your knees down to the floor. Let's take that on the opposite side, so we're bringing our left foot around so it's in line with our hands, and we're going to allow the back foot to go away. You can have the toes curled, you can have them uncurled, whatever's good for you. And then when you're here, you might want to stay here. You might want to move your hands a bit forward. You might want to come down onto your elbows. But whatever you're doing, we're keeping the core pulled in and we're opening the hip. Few breaths here. Gently pushing yourself up, walking that left foot over to the opposite side of the mat, bringing the foot down, allowing the leg to drop down, bringing the heel into the joint of the hip. That's where I like it. I mean, some people can get their knee out into a lovely T shape. That's not happening for me. And then when you're here, I like to bring myself up, so you can either come from this position, you can come down onto your elbows, or as we did before, releasing the head down and feel the opening there. Don't forget, don't relax that core, we're holding it tight still. And bringing your hands to the sides of your heads, pushing yourself up, bringing your knees round into a tabletop, push yourself up into what's known as a downward dog, lifting that left leg in the air and give it a little shake, a little release off, then bringing down. Now, we'll just stay into downward dog here, okay? Downward dog's absolutely fantastic move. I know a lot of people think this is to do with yoga, but Pilates do it as well, because you've got your head lower than your heart, your blood circulating, and it's working every single muscle in your body, and that's what we want to do. We want to work our muscles to promote them to become stronger, and which will push or promote the bones to start building up the density to compete with the muscles, and that's the aim of what I do. I want to build up my bone density, so building up my muscles will promote the bones to grow new cells. Breathing in and breathing out. The idea here is to push your chest towards your thighs. If it becomes too much on your arms, you can actually come down into your forearms. You're still getting a nice opening here, and you're still working every muscle. Holding it there. A couple more breaths. Then bringing your knees down. Let's take another child's pose. So knees mat width or together. Breathing in, breathing out as you lower yourself down, pulling away with your arms, opening those shoulders. Feel those shoulders open. And relax. Bringing your hands around, rolling your head and bringing yourself up. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of back bend from Cobra, and then we're going to do a few stretches on our back, and we're going to come into really some relaxation. So bringing yourself down onto your tummies. Oh, lovely. So we're taking our hands down by our sides with our palms facing upwards, and we're going to rest our forehead onto the ground. Okay, allow everything to relax. Opening the legs, so they're round about mat width apart actually, so the feet are sort of either side of the mat, and then your head onto the floor. And just relax there for a few moments, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And the next time you breathe in, pulling in that core, literally roll the head, just roll it forward so the chin goes towards your chest, and then roll it up and roll it up. So you're coming up into a little cobra, like little gentle back bend here. You might only be coming to here, that's absolutely fine. That's why we have our hands down here, because a lot of the time when people do it there, they push their self up. We're trying to do it from our back strength here. So coming back down to the ground and releasing. Let's do it again. Breath in, pull in the core, squeeze the glutes, roll the chin to chest, and lift the head. Lifting it up to where you can. And now if you can, lift your arms up too. Couple of breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing yourself back down to the ground. Okay. So let's see if we can lift our right leg up now. Bringing our left arm around so that it's across the mat. And then we're going to take hold of the right foot, and we're just going to gently bring it towards us for a stretch. Okay, if you're just up here, that's absolutely fine. We're just stretching down the front of the thigh here. Breathing in, keeping that core nice and tight. And then release, allow that leg to go back down. Taking the right arm across the mat now, lifting up the left leg with the left hand, bringing it round and stretching open there. Stretching down the front of the thigh, breathing in, breathing out. And then release. Excellent. Bringing your hands round to the side of your chest here, gently pushing yourself up and bringing yourselves round, ready to come down onto the mat. So if you want to come down from your side again, do so. Just come down and go onto your back. Don't forget to come down from your left if you have low blood pressure. Or you can come down from me, and we're going to come down bit by bit to the mat. So feet nicely on the ground, nice firmly flat on the mat, I should say. Excuse me. And don't forget, we're C curving down, we're not dropping back, we're protecting our spine. Arms out in front. Any point that you can't hold yourself, take behind your legs and use your hands for support. So breathing in, breathing out. Hold it. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold it. Breathing in, breathing out. All the time holding that core. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold it here. Hold that core tight. Breathing in, and as you're breathing out, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. And we're going to take the full body stretch that we did at the beginning of the practice. So it was either feet mat width apart, knees locked in, or legs long. Don't forget pulling in the core, pushing the spine into the mat, holding the core tight, and stretching away. Flexing the feet, pointing the toes if you've got your legs long. And then release. Okay, bringing the feet up. So we're going to bring right foot up, we're going to cross it over the left thigh in a sense, just below the knee, and we're going to bring up the leg and pull it forward. Now if that's too much for you, leave the foot on the floor and just gently push away the leg, the right leg that's at its angle. It's figure 4 I think they call this, but not 100% sure. You can bring your leg towards you and squeeze it in, using your elbow to push the opposite, the right leg away, and you can even bring the left leg so that it's straight. So you're getting a nice opening here again, a nice stretch. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, core tight. And then release that down. Let's take that on the other side. So we're taking our left leg over our right, either pushing away here, bringing the leg up, holding behind the thigh, using the elbow to push away the other leg, the left leg, and straightening the right leg if necessary. Few breaths here. And then just releasing that foot down. Okay, now we can do a stretch as we did at the beginning of the class with our feet mat width apart and dropping the legs over. You can take it so that they're hip width apart, or you can take it so that you have one leg over the other. So I've got my right leg over my left leg. I'm taking my arms out either into a T shape or a cactus shape. You choose your option. Wherever you're going to be, it's your choice. Breathing in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, we're going to drop the legs over to the left-hand side. Keeping our shoulders firmly on the mat. And then when we get here, just relax into this one, please. Let everything go, let the core go now. And let's just stretch. Now taking a breath in, pulling in the core. At the same time, bringing the legs to centre, breathing out. Okay, get yourself nicely centred again so that the spine's happy. Taking the left leg over the right now, taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, core still tight, dropping the legs over to the right hand side, keeping shoulders firmly on the mat. And when you reach your point of tension, just get there and relax, let everything go. You can take your gaze over to the opposite arm if that's good for you. Your next in-breath, pulling in the core. And at the same time, bring your head to centre, legs up, reaching the top, breathing out. Getting yourself nice and comfortable on the mat here. Let's take our hug. So taking a breath in, pulling in the core, and at the same time, bringing the legs up, hugging around the legs, squeeze them tight. And if you want now, breathing in, as you breathe out, lifting the head up, making yourself into a nice tight ball. And then release. Taking the legs long, or mat width, whatever's good for you. Laying down here. I want you to take a massive, great big breath. I want you to fill your whole body with the breath in, and then I want you to release it through your mouth. So let's do that. Big breath in. And release with a sigh. Do that again. Breath in. Breath out. Let's release our neck from side to side again. Gently rocking. Everything else is relaxed. Coming to centre. Taking a breath in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, we're lifting just our head, chin to chest. Keeping the core tight, shoulders on the mat. Hold that core. Breathe in, pull the core tighter. And as you breathe out, keep that core tight. Release the head to the ground very slowly. When it reaches the ground, allow the core to relax. And feel how heavy your head feels now on that mat. The weight of your head. Closing your eyes down now, if you can. Let's start to relax. So imagine clockwise motion. Okay, so visualize a clock going clockwise. Concentrate on your toes. Let them relax. And visualize a clockwise motion around those toes. Now relaxing the calves, the shins and the knees. And that clockwise motion going around the thighs, the calves and the knees. Relaxing your thighs and your pelvis. And the clockwise motion, visualize that swirling around your thighs, around your pelvis. And relaxing your lower spine, your stomach and your mid-spine. And that clockwise motion, swirling around. Relaxing your hands, your wrists and your lower arms. The clockwise motion, spinning around them. And then your upper arms and your shoulders and your chest. That clockwise motion around that part of your body. Now your neck and your head. And with your third eye, visualize the clock round and around, clockwise motion around your face and your neck. Then relaxing your eyes, your cheekbones, your lips, your jaw, everything relaxed. By using the clockwise motion, we begin to realign our chakras. So in the stomach, visualize that clock swirling round and round in a clockwise manner. Slowly, and gradually that clock face becomes bigger and starts to swirl slowly around your body. Until every part of your body is working in a clockwise motion. stay still. And just your natural breath rising and falling in your stomach. We're going to start to waken our body again. So start to just breathe a little bit heavier. Visualising the room that you're in. Start to wriggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, moving your wrists and your ankles. Waking your body up, maybe another full body stretch if that's good for you. Maybe another little side twist, and maybe a shake of the legs. Whatever's good for you to wake your body up, bring you back to the here and now. If you can, keep your eyes closed. And then I want you to bring yourself onto your side, left hand side if you have low blood pressure. Make your little cushion with your arm for your head. And resting now. You're going to breathe in and fill in those lungs. Fill the lungs. Breathe out through the mouth. Get rid of all that stale there. Another big clean breath in. Stale air out. And then you're going to gently push yourself up. Opening your eyes slowly but looking downwards. Don't look up. And bring yourself round onto all fours. We're going to bring ourselves up to standing, so we don't want to rush this. We don't want any head rushes because we've been laying down with our eyes closed. So taking your fingertips to your knees and have your toes curled and push your knees up so that you're on your toes. Bringing your fingertips a little bit further forward and push yourself up until your feet are flat on the floor, and let's hang. Just hang there, wherever's good for you. Breath in, breath out. Then taking your hands onto your hips, bending your knees, a big bend in the knees, and roll yourself up very slowly, all the way to standing. Excellent. Taking those shoulders, give them a roll back, give them a roll forward, and again back and forward. And then taking your arms up, breath in, breath out. Shake those fingers, shake those arms. Another big breath in, arms together at the top, palms together. Bring those feet together, bring the hands down to your heart chakra. Give yourselves a bow and give yourselves a clap. Fabulous, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.